Hey guys, how's it going? It's been a long day of work followed by a long night of drinking. It's about no, it's exactly 4:14 in the morning here in Chicago, and so you're gonna have to stay with me here, bear with me, because I've been drinking, and this is gonna be a special little YouTube feature. It'll probably go on for two parts. Who knows? I'm just winging it because I'm awesome like that. No, but like seriously, if you don't like to look at drunk people, go somewhere else. You fuck. And I'm not a mean drunk, I swear. But I want to talk about because this is what you want to talk about at 4:15 in the morning. I want to talk about the Wii, and which will lead a little bit into a discussion of other M. It's basically I've been playing other M, and I've actually been playing a boy and his blob on the Wii recently, and I don't know something about those two games. One's underrated, one's overlooked. That just got me like looking at the Wii again and wondering why people have so much shit against it. So as far as the Wii goes, it's got a lot of things going against it, and I completely understand why people like pick on the Wii, and I understand why a lot of gamers don't play the Wii anymore. I mean, Nintendo is great. If you're like around my age, you grew up on them, and if you grew up through the '80s and you think Nintendo sucks, and you're like a Sega person, like Sega, you got your Sega Genesis, fuck you, man. I had a Sega Genesis. It was nowhere near as good as Super Nintendo. I'm not trying to be a fanboy. I'm just saying Nintendo was the shit. Their game designs, like to this day, are still very good. They've always been great. They've always had a certain amount of charm to them. Zelda and Mario are what got me into games. And to lead into my Metroid discussion, I haven't. I've always played. I played all of them, but I never got into the series until I was older and able to. I don't know, tackle it. Because like when I was younger, I couldn't deal with Metroid. It was just I would wander around the same areas doing the same shit. But anyways, I'm getting into the side discussion here. With the Wii, Nintendo innovated a lot, even though they used cheap technology, and they widened the video game audience. They did a lot of good things for the industry in a way, but a lot of people think they did bad things. I think they've generally done good things, but the Wii specifically, it has kind of a mainstream target audience, and it doesn't have HD visuals, which is a huge, huge blow to it. And I would think almost an even bigger blow is it doesn't have a serious online service. So it was like a step into the future, but it's very much stuck in the past. For all its innovation, its technology is behind its competitors, and its competitors are offering similar or superior motion control options this fall. I don't think they're going to capture the same amount of the market as the Wii, but they'll do it better. And so you have all that's a lot working against the Wii, but it potentially couldn't be that big of a deal if the software was better. But you have a lot of really, really, I mean, there's no way around it, terrible software for the system. I mean, I work in a video game store and I get to see what comes out for the Wii every week, and it's just you wouldn't believe how many bad games there are. Like, have you even heard of Disney's Enchanted Princess, or Family Party Games, 30 games in one, or Go Play Circus? Like, what the fuck is Go Play Circus? That's a game for the Wii. Look it up. Go Play Circus. I think there's Go Play Lumberjacks. These are the games that stock our drawers at work. So I understand people like gamers looking at the Wii and being like, "That's not for me." This is all preamble to saying that there are some really good hidden gems on the Wii, which I did a blog post on, and I'm not gonna like read it for you or anything, but you can check out my blog, and it's gonna be like a two-part feature. I just posted part one of it, but like I don't know, just looking at my Wii collection. Let's just go down the line, and then I'll go into Metroid a little bit. Metroid will probably go like in the next video or the next clip of this because, or at least part of it will, because I kind of have a lot to say about Metroid, and I've only played like 2 hours of it, 2 or 3 hours. But I just it's just responding to what critics have said and worries that I had as a fan and what other fans are saying. Just talking about Metroid. I think there's a lot. That's a game that is going to inspire debate for the 10 people that play it. But anyways, Mario Kart. That's a good game. Not my favorite Mario Kart. Mario Kart 64 I like more, or even the DS ones. It's really not one of my favorite Mario Karts because there's too many people on the track. It's just too much. It's too chaotic. Too much going on. And I mean, but the online is good. But still, it's just something about it's missing. Pinball Hall of Fame, the Williams collection, that was in my blog post. That is just like a collection of 70s and 80s pinball tables, real pinball tables that are good and they're classics. I go about like on about this game in my blog, and I have since it came out, and because it's awesome, dude. It's a very realistic representation of pinball on some real tables, and it's cheap. Yeah, it might be kind of hard to find, but you have access to the internet, so you could find it. Pikmin, I have the remake of Pikmin for the Wii. Pikmin is still like probably my top three GameCube games, with like Metroid Prime and Eternal Darkness probably. And the Wii version is just Pikmin. It's the same game, but the controls on it are pretty good because you get to use the pointer controls to choose where you want to throw them. Super Smash Bros. Brawl. I remember playing the first one for N64 and just being like, "Wow, you can fight with all these different Nintendo characters." But I'm not a big fighting game fan. It helps that it's not your standard fighting game, but and there's lots of shit to unlock. That's what brought me back to Melee. But I don't play Super Smash Bros. Brawl a lot. I I want to say I would play it more if the online worked, but I probably wouldn't because people would just kick my ass. It's fun. It'd be cool to like play with friends and shit, but I'm like, dude, I'm like almost 30 years old. Like we don't have sleepovers and play Smash Brothers anymore, so it's an okay game. Excitebots Trick Racing. I'll flash this up here real quick. No one bought this game. It's really cheap. You can get it for 20 bucks new. I'm sure cheaper online. And it's just like an awesome arcade racing game. It's a sequel to Excite Truck, which was like a launch racer for the Wii. It's all about pulling off stunts and getting like you just get huge air. You go flying for miles in this thing, and you just pull off as many tricks as you can. Now, doing tricks is very basic, but there's different kinds of stuff you could do. You always could be doing something if it's drifting or whatever. In this sequel, there's like all sorts of like cool mini games. I don't know if you can see this picture, but there's like a clown where you get to throw pies at him. These are like all like these in race mini games that you could trigger as you're going down the track. You could like have to play a hand of cards, or it's just like crazy wacky shit going on the track. It has a really fun design to it, like arcadey design. I got Wii Sports Resort, which I bought because I'm an idiot. I think like table tennis is good in it. I think the bowling was done a little bit better. Archery is very fun, but like really, other than that, like even the sword fighting, like you could game it. Like my dad was like, I played it with my dad at his house, and he was just swinging the Wii remote like crazy, and he beat the fuck out of me. I mean, 50 bucks for another Wii Sports, it's kind of hard to justify. I really feel kind of dumb about it, but honestly, like table tennis and archery are very good in it. It would be fun to bust out if you have people over. A game that a lot of people write off as like just a generic cookie cutter cash in bullshit, which is it's kind of a sequel to the DS game. You know the one I'm talking about in the red box. Um, just another 2D Mario game, but you haven't seen one like this on a home console since Super Nintendo. And people write it off because I'm sure Nintendo didn't have to spend too much on it. I'm sure it had a quick development time, but God, that was a great Mario game. I put it up there with like 3 and World. 3 being my favorite, World being my second, and this probably right behind it is like a 2D Mario. It's very fun. It has a very good like final level to it. Like the showdown with Bowser at the end is very cool. Believe me, I don't have this planned here. I'm just kind of going through this. So if you're sticking with it, cool. If not, that's cool. Tiger Woods 10. I put this in my blog post. It's like Tiger Woods. It's golf, and but it was one of the first games to use. It was, no, actually, this was the first game to use Motion Plus, which is like the device that improves the Wii remote, makes it more precise, better tracking. This came out like a month before Wii Sports Resort, which was what like the thing was designed for the most part, and very good. I bought it with Motion Plus for like $60 or something. It has this golf mode, frisbee golf, very cool. 2011 had that online. You could play regular golf in this online, but it was just like a pretty revolutionary home console golf experience. You're not gonna get something like that anywhere else. Well, you're going to soon, but Mario Galaxy 2. Uh, Mario Galaxy 1 was my favorite game of 2007. It's probably like one of the best Nintendo games ever made. One of the best games of the last decade, easily. And it's just all about gameplay too, which is makes it even kind of cooler. But Super Mario Galaxy 2, everyone loves this. A lot of people think it's better than the first one. It is technically better than the first one. It's longer too, but to me, it was kind of Super Mario Galaxy 2 is hard and it's frustrating and like very hard. I beat it, but I didn't get. I didn't go for like I got 70 stars. I beat Bowser. That was it. I didn't go for like the 240 freaking stars and all the green stars and all that. The purple coin shit. No, the just getting to Bowser was hard enough. And besides that, for me, is like it is Mario Galaxy with more levels. So no matter how good that is, it's not going to be like my game of the year for 2010. Not even close. I already have many others that I had a lot more fun with. But great, great Nintendo game. It's like one that like I'm overlooking myself, but people kind of are overlooking. Try to wrap it down here. I have Mario Galaxy 1, of course. I have Animal Crossing. I don't know if you guys, some people that are watching this maybe have never played this. It's like Nintendo's version of Sims, except a lot more basic. And it's just you run around with a character in a town from a top-down perspective, interacting with other characters. You can interact with neighbors who are like your other players that are friends. In this one, there's online. And it's not too impressive. Like I really loved Animal Crossing on the GameCube, especially because they gave you freebies. But Animal Crossing on the Wii is like this is the third time we've played this game, and it feels like even though they add certain features, it's like they've stripped it so bare, down the line. Like every feature is so barren that it's just like I don't know. It almost doesn't feel like a game. I didn't play much of this. If you look at my Wii clock, it says I played hundreds of hours of this, but that was my girlfriend. Wario Land Shake It. This is one that no one really bought either, and it's cheap now. It's like $20, and it's kind of I wouldn't say it's rare at all, but there's not tons of copies of this floating around because no one really bought it in the first place. And it's a short, it's like maybe 5 hour 2D platformer and very straightforward. No innovation really. There's some tilt controls, but they're not needed. You shake money bags and stuff, make coins come out. I remember there's one part you steer a submarine using the motion controls. It's like they're in there, but they work well enough. They're not too distracting, not too much of a nuisance. I think some people didn't like having to shake coins out of the bags, but it's just very nicely animated and a fun game. It looks like I'm running out of time here, so I'll go into the next video, continuing to talk about like my Wii collection. I guess that's what this video is going to be, and